All right, folks, unconditional deadlines should be the next Iranian step in this war. That's the subject of the riff. President Trump has done what no other modern president ever dared to do: use America's military might to obliterate virtually all of Iran's capabilities, including nuclear state-sponsored terrorism, economic and financial. And I completely support the president in this mission. We could stop now, and basically Iran would be out of commission probably for the next 20 years in all of these areas. But that begs the question, why stop now? Why not finish the job? Why are we negotiating with Iran when, in fact, Mr. Trump should be dictating unconditional surrender terms to whatever Iranian government exists? Here's what the president said back on March 7th.
Can you give us some idea of what unconditional surrender looks like to you? I mean, what do you want from Iran?
I said unconditional, I said unconditional. It's where they cry up for, where they can't find any longer, there's nobody around to cry up. That could happen too, because, we wiped out their leadership numerous times already. So it's, if they surrender, or if there is nobody around to surrender, but they're rendered useless in terms of ability.
All right. Additionally, some media outlets are reporting a negotiation over a denuclearized Iran stretching between 5 and 20 years. But as our Jackie Heinrich reported, President Trump has never acknowledged this kind of talk. On April 14th, in fact, he told the New York Post, quote, "I've been saying they can't have nuclear weapons." He said, "So I don't like the 20 years, end quote. Now, after pausing Project Freedom at the Strait of Hormuz, the project may be reopened in the next couple of days, and I hope it is reopened. I'm hoping the U.S. demonstrate complete control over the entire Arabian Gulf, including the Strait of Hormuz. And this control is non-negotiable. Indeed, turns out the president paused Project Freedom because the Saudis and the Kuwaitis were up in arms that our War Department belittled the Iranian attack on the United Arab Emirates, including hitting a big UAE oil installation. And then our other Gulf allies were quite worried that the U.S. wouldn't defend them either. Now, it turns out the pausing of Project Freedom wasn't really up for negotiation with Iran, or at least that's what it sounds like, and I sincerely hope that is the case. Now, our Gulf allies have lifted their restrictions on the U.S. military use of their bases and their airspace after talks with President Trump and his team. So we may be back in business in order to bring 50 or 100 commercial ships and oil tankers through the strait as soon as possible. And we'll be showing the world, including China, Russia, and North Korea, that we do, in fact, control the entire Gulf of Arabia. Unfortunately, in the so-called one-page document, which may actually be multiple documents, the president has removed any Iranian response deadline. So all this seems up in the air. But the radical Islamic regime, deadline or not, will stall and string us along forever as long as there's no deadline. We should demand an immediate response, and failing that, let the next round of bombing begin. That will obliterate Iran, for sure, but we'll also be broadcasting to that same group of uglies, China, Russia, and North Korea, exactly what American power and fortitude looks like in this terribly important mission to decapitate Iran. And that's the riff.